What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the other day, we had a massive drop with Call of Duty, going ahead and showcasing exactly what the skill-based matchmaking system is, also going over some conspiracy theories, so on and so forth. But there was one section of that blog post that an ex-Infinity Ward developer went ahead and responded to, and boy, oh boy, I think you guys are really going to enjoy this response here. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and dive deep, if you are interested in more content just like this, we do indeed post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern Time, and of course, on the occasion, we go ahead and double upload like this video right here. So by all means, if you want to stay notified on everything that goes live on this channel, hit the bell. And last but not least, we do try to stream pretty much daily besides Sundays over on Kick. So if you guys are interested in any, live gameplay, and also we host open lobbies as well, so if you want to actually squad up with us, by all means tune to the stream. I got a link to that down in the description of this video. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in the blog post the other day, there was a specific section that, I'm going to go ahead and reread it one last time for you guys so you know what we're talking about here. Call of Duty has historically considered player performance, among other factors, as part of our matchmaking process. Our work in this area dates back as early as Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare 2007. Skills implemented across the video game industry, and we recognize that continuous refinement is required to deliver the best possible experience for our players. So basically, in this blog post, they were saying to the community that ever since basically the beginning of time when it comes to when Call of Duty really popped off, there's always been a matchmaking system in this game that is pretty much similar to what they, are going ahead and describing within current day Call of Duty. And Modern Warzone over on Twitter actually went ahead and, snipped this specific segment of the blog and posted it up. And that is where the developer went ahead and responded, as you can see right here, Brian Bright, with the beautiful comment of saying, "Bull, and you know what?" I'm not going to say it because I don't want to get demonetized or have anything happen to the video. But you guys can obviously see with your own eyes. And this right here makes me crack up. Again, there was a decent amount of interesting information within the blog post, and I do have another video discussing some more fine details and, other things I want to go ahead and discuss. But there are also multiple different other segments that just screamed absolute, like Brian Bright said, "Bull, you know what?" Screamed it at the top of its lungs. Seriously. And this is one of those segments. To say that the classic Call of Duty experience had a matchmaking system as thick as current day is absolutely mind-boggling. Not even close. I would say there might have been a couple variables, maybe a few, probably based off of your ping and maybe, the time to get you into a match. Possibly skill is incorporated, but a very light amount, because back in the day, there was variety in matches. Yes, I still had to sweat, I still had to go ahead and compete, but the amount of variety between game to game was drastically different compared to what you get current day Call of Duty, where you can almost dictate and, tell exactly what every single game is going to give you. You know the experience, you know what's going to happen, you know the competition and their skill levels, you know everything. Whereas back in the day, that wasn't there. They had a protected bracket, obviously. There's certain players that I don't want to say should be held back from the massive pool of other players, but there is a certain line that has to be drawn between some players. But was it that drastic? No, not even close. The variety was there. I mean, nowadays, people don't even want to play with their friends. If their friends are a higher tier bracket, than one another, then it just... They don't want to bother. They don't want to bother partying up. They don't want to bother going through the experience. Call of Duty used to be that game where you could casually hop on with all of your buddies. Now it's turning into one of those games where you have to hop on with a competitive mindset, and players aren't enjoying that. And to go ahead and have the balls to say that in the past, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare 2007 had a similar matchmaking system to what we have current date was just mind-boggling. And it is freaking outstanding to see a developer stand up here and speak their mind. I mean, I've seen many developers go ahead and speak their mind, ex-Call of Duty developers, but this one right here was just phenomenal because it just further cements the proof that OG matchmaking was drastically different than what we have current day, and they're trying to use that against us. Again, I'm not saying the whole blog post was garbage. A lot of people didn't really find much value. I saw some value, a little bit of value, and again, we'll be discussing it later on. But even though I saw a little bit of value, that doesn't mean they're not trying to pull one over on the community in certain segments here. They really are trying to finesse people, especially individuals who never played these OG classic experiences, which it's a lot of the community now. Believe it or not, a big portion of the community not touch the OG COD games, Call of Duty 4 through like Black Ops 2. Maybe some of them dabbled in Black Ops 2, maybe some of them dabbled in Modern Warfare 3 or something. But, way back, Call of Duty 4, World at War, Black Ops 1, all that stuff. There's a massive portion of people who never played that stuff. So they're trying to take advantage of that and claim that the system has always been identical. It's kind of disgusting to me. It really is. And I'll be honest with you guys, the community has gotten sweatier over the years, Even if they remove skill-based matchmaking, I guarantee a massive portion of the community is going to be absolute sweatlords still. It's one of the things I laugh about with Activision all the time, even though I'm absurdly happy that skill-based matchmaking is removed because it doesn't have all these other variables kicking into play. It's just, having good, genuine interactions. It was still absurdly sweaty. And I guarantee all the people who are hyping up no skill-based matchmaking at Activision, even though I'm one of them, but I didn't really care, but the mass majority of the other people out there are going to complain how sweaty it is still. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. They're all going to say it's going to be so amazing with no skill-based matchmaking, yet and still they're going to be the same exact ones saying it's way too sweaty once the game drops. So, I'm not denying that fact. If they remove skill-based matchmaking in Call of Duty, it would still be absurdly sweaty. But honestly, that's fine because you don't have 10 trillion other variables kicking into play here. None of that stuff was in our OG Classic experience. Yes, the players were way more casual back in the day compared to what they are current day, but the general pool of players still didn't have to go through the crap that we have to go through. Dictating if your voice chat is on. You know what I'm saying? Map, variety. All these other strange, awkward variables that don't make any sense to putting you in a pool of players. Again, there's only a handful of things that need to be prioritized. Not even a handful, a few. Your ping, your time to get into lobbies, and a slight bit of skill. That's it. But nowadays, they track all of your skill. Down to your movement, down to how many bullets you can land on a target. And they are dissecting that. And again, they are trusting AI to dissect this stuff and put you in the proper matches when they can't even do anything when it comes. I mean, we already discussed this stuff, but they can't do anything with the anti-cheat. They can't do anything with, actually seeing who is violating voice chat rules. They are false banning people all the time. And now we have the same AI sitting here dictating, if I'm too sweaty to be in certain matches and how I'm playing should be put into this type of matches. It's too much. It's too much. And once again, I'm glad that Brian came out and called them out on this one. And I'm wondering how much other stuff in there is BS. And I'm not talking about, a lot of the other, things like, your bullets being shifted and stuff like that. Once again, it never happened to me in a million years. And I still think that's just, a lot of people trying to make up some excuses. But there's a lot of other stuff, real stuff in here that just seems like bullcrap, real bullcrap. And I'm curious to see how much of it actually is. But ladies and gentlemen, do me a massive favor, go down in the comment section and let me know what you guys think about this overall video here. Do you think that this ex-developer is, just talking his talk because, obviously, I guess he's not working with Call of Duty anymore? Do you think he's just mad about it? Or do you think that he's being legit here and calling out the truth about OG matchmaking and how, all of this stuff has nothing to do with it? Honestly, I think he's telling the truth. I really do. I don't see anything that could be wrong here because, again, I went and I played all the OG games. I played them in their prime, and I still play them current date. And the matchmaking was drastically different. Even Nero Cinema put out a good video where he discussed how back in the day you could even go ahead and reverse boost and do stuff like that by having lower leveled accounts. And it's true. Back in the day, if you were a low level account, you got matched up with other low level accounts. So there was always ways to prove that matchmaking was in the game. But it was never to this extent. There was skill, ping, and time to get into a match. That's all I could really think of when it comes to the OG Classic experience. And to say that all these other things here, that it's dissecting your skill down to the T, and it's making sure it's picking out all the maps for you in the rotation, and it wants to make sure that your voice chat is either on or off to dictate who you should be playing with and who you should be spending your time with. All these things make no sense to me. I played with so many different characters back in the day, so many different personalities, people who were nonstop talking, people who never had their mic on, people who were fantastic at the game, people who were mediocre at the game, people who just didn't even know how to even touch the game in the first place and get any bodies. I played with so many individuals, and it was through genuine experiences, not from me, partying up. But no, I was playing solo, and I would find these people. The variety in matches was always there, and it really made Call of Duty stand out. And the fact that they had, once again, the balls to go ahead and claim that it's the same, I don't think anybody's going to believe that crap. But of course, like I said, if you guys think so, let me know down in the comment section and tell me why, because you could always change my mind. You can always make me think a different way. I don't know. It's going to take a lot for this one because I don't really believe. Again, I played them all the way back then. But if you have some proof, if you have some info that I don't know about, by all means, share it down below. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hated it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell to be notified on all content just like this. And last but not least, I do stream every single day besides Sundays. By all means, if you guys want to check that out, I have a link to that channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.